Greetings and welcome to my channel. I've named my channel A Wolverine View because I happen to love the wolverine. The wolverine is a small bear-like animal, very muscular, claws and teeth. It climbs trees and it goes a long distance and has amazing stamina. So it has a lot of the characteristics that I like. The wolverine, however, doesn't have very good sight. Can't see very well, but it can smell a long distance away. And therefore, I'd like to talk a little bit today about our senses. Now, most of us know that we have 6 senses. We have 5 major senses, but 6 senses is basically what we have. And I know there's other things being discovered out there, but I just want to talk simply and plainly to you. I saw once a beautiful lecture being given by a monk from the Shaolin Temple, and he talked beautifully about the senses and how they can become hindrances in our lives. And as I look around in this world today, and I look at where the world has come and where the world seems to be going, I want to stop for a moment and make a note and shine an awareness on the power and the recklessness that can become when our senses are left to run wild like a wild horse. Let's take, for example, the sense of eyesight. We see beautiful things, and those beautiful things see us back. And we want beautiful things. We covet beautiful things. And before we know it, we become obsessed with the beauty of a thing. But a thing is not a soul. A thing cannot love back. A thing is just a thing until a human being makes it special. When you find yourself enraptured in what you see, take heed for a moment and don't become so impulsive to either emulate or try to grab that or try to be that what you think is so beautiful. Real beauty, a lot of times, you can't even see from the outside. It's the human spirit. And that goes for what we can smell and what we can taste. There's so many delectable foods out there. I mean, I have a foodie family that we love everything from Mongolian barbecue, Brazilian food, unbelievable Pakistani food, Ethiopian, I mean everything. I mean, my gosh. But all these things are not necessarily good for you. And in our communities now, especially the African American and Latino community, it's very important that we pay special attention to our diet. Pay special attention to our hydration. I hear a lot about, what you can do to protect yourself out there nowadays. But I don't hear anyone saying, hey, look to ginger, look to fresh turmeric, get yourself some garlic and juice greens and eat kale. And I know a lot of our elders know this, but we have to steer away from just eating for the pleasure of eating, and then also to cover pain. Lots of people do that. It has no bearing on how big you are or how small you are. People cover their pain by eating and drinking. So when we ingest things, we have to be mindful nowadays. Again, having control of our senses, not being led around by them. what we feel with our hands may feel wonderful. It may feel good. Something may feel good. But it is best to keep control and be mindful of every action and be a guard of the gate of your senses, so you are not stuck on the side of the mountain, as this monk said, meaning as you traverse the mountain of life and traverse to try to get to the peak, you don't want to become enraptured and stuck just in what you can see, taste, feel. You have to go higher than that. You have to achieve a spiritual understanding, because the flesh will go away and your spirit is very important. So the next time you find yourself just wanting to let go and fall blindly into one of the senses, take a moment and think about moderation. Think about balance. It is okay to have that cupcake. It is fine to look at, a magazine with beautiful clothes. It is wonderful to want to smell good and walk through beautiful gardens and have your house surrounded by roses. All those things are wonderful, but you make them special. You are not the slave to them. If you don't have a designer blouse or a designer dress, that thing that you see is beautiful is not really what's beautiful. It's when you put that dress on that costs $14.99 or whatever, and you feel the essence of your femininity, and regardless of what you're wearing. It's when you sit down at your favorite meal and you say, you know what, this doesn't need any more salt. You know what I mean? It's the little things that you can practice. It's how you slowly take back control of your mind. It's really breaking some of the habits that you know aren't good for you and seeing things in a different perspective. A lot of times I see my friends, daughters, and younger people looking to the internet, completely engulfed in just what they see and coveting all this that they see. And it's just terrible because they don't realize that is just what your eyes can show you. That's just what your eyes are looking at. That is not real. That is not an actual warmth of spirit and emotion coming together in synergy. That thing can only have the value that you put on it. So don't put so much value on things. Things are wonderful. They're part of this carnal world. I love beautiful things. I love great food. I love to smell good, and I love beautiful environments. I love beautiful people, and everyone's idea of beauty is different. But I'm not obsessed with them. They don't make me feel this way or that way about me. And not everyone is like this. There's some very, very beautiful, balanced spirits in the world. And I just want to give my open arms and extend all the love that I can to them and encourage them to help all of the others around them and continue to be the light workers. I don't purport to be anything. I'm just saying what I see out there is a lot of people that are just run wild with their senses and this temporary impulsive satisfaction that they're getting. And I hope that everyone finds this time to be more connected with themselves and more connected with what's real. And I hope my message reaches you in love. I'm signing off the same way, in love.